In last 3 attempts, how far could you go?
They have also talked in terms of unity government. Now tell me one feature of the Pakistan's constitution is in terms of a unity government. What is a unity government?
There has been a lot of talk about Myanmar-India border being fenced.
Yes. Make me, sir.
Please come.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, sir.
Please take a seat. So, Sachin,
Yes, sir.
you are already working
Yes, sir.
Indian Trade Service.
Yes, sir.
When did you join?
So in the year 2022, 16th Feb 2022.
2022. So, what exactly is your profile in this service?
So presently, sir, we implement the foreign trade policy of the country as well as various benefits to the exporter in the form of schemes like advance authorization, export promotion, capital goods. Besides, sir, our work also includes negotiating the free trade agreements and the participating in the WTO negotiations at a higher level. Besides, the work of ITS officer also involved in Director General of Trade Remedies, conducting the anti-dumping countervailing duty investigation.
So, you are 2022 batch.
Yes,
How
sir.
many officers they take normally?
So it is just 5 to 6 officers
Every year.
every year.
That is the intake.
Yes, sir.
Indian Trade Service. How old is the service?
So it was created back in the year 1986.
1980. So you are a student of Kirudimal College.
Yes, sir.
Yes, in your profile it is written.
Yes.
Who was this Kirudimal ji?
Sir, State Kirudimal was a philanthropist who established this school and donated his land for the establishment of
And
this
he
school.
was from?
Yes, sir.
He was from
Sir, he was from Haryana.
Haryana. So he was from Haryana and established college in Delhi, not in Haryana.
So there was State Kirudimal Charitable Trust, sir, which had primarily the base in Delhi.
So apart from Kirudimal College, they have any other activities? And about the trust?
Sir,
Not much?
I am not aware about
They
that.
have a bust of Kirudimal ji in the college campus?
Sir,
Do they have a statue or bust of Said Sahab? No?
sir, I am not aware about that.
Normally what happens, Sachin, any Saidji when they make a hospital or a building or something, normally they put there.
Yes, sir.
In Rajasthan I have seen wherever they will insist either a bust or a statue there should be there.
Yes.
And rightly so, after all they have given their millions. So this is your 4th attempt.
Yes, sir.
In last 3 attempts, how far could you go?
So in the first attempt itself, I cleared the examination and I got Indian Trade Service. In the second attempt, I could not clear
So
the.
that was your very first attempt.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
So in second attempt, sir, I could not clear my mains. And in third attempt, sir, I got till the interview round, but I could not make it to the final list.
Okay. Real lifetime incidents and historical themes. You like to watch those series.
Those series, yes,
Any
sir.
particular reason for this?
So particularly, sir, I've been able to resonate more with their story.
Biopics and all.
Yes, sir.
Which have you seen recently?
So recently, sir, I seen the 12th fail, sir. I was able to
12th
resonate.
Fail, yes. That's making a lot of news.
Yes, sir.
So give me 3 highlights of this movie.
Sir, first of all, sir, it is based on the journey of IPS Manoj Sharma, 2005 batch, and his struggle in the Mukherjee Nagar, where he studied as a student. So second, sir, movie also depicts very beautifully the different stages of life, their struggle, as well as the interview process and everything.
You could relate.
Yes, sir. Well, sir, we could relate, sir, with the struggle of any UPSC aspirant, and if he gets the repeated failure, what it means to get repeated failures.
And who is the lead actor?
So lead actor is Vikrant Messi.
He is winning.
He is the lead actor and he's played the role of Manoj Sharma.
Played very well.
So yes, sir, definitely.
As an actor, how would you rate him as a member of the audience?
Sir, as a actor who is playing the role of UPSC aspirant, he has beautifully depicted the life of and journey of an aspirant, and also he brings out that perfection in himself while playing the role of Manoj Sharma.
Thank you, sir. You've been a student of history.
Yes, sir.
As your subsidiary, you must be having political science
Yes,
also.
sir. In the first and second year.
In the first, second year, right? Now tell me one thing. Like we are hearing about one country or one state, one election, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us the manifestation of this philosophy?
Some manifestations of this. Some manifestation in terms of.
I mean, what do you have to say about this? Can you explicate on this? One country, one election.
So one country, one election basically means synchronizing the election of parliament as well as state assembly and holding them together. The government has already set up the commission headed by Sri Ramnath Kovind to have the one nation, one election panel. The basic premise for holding one nation, one election is that it would reduce the unnecessary expenditure as well as it would provide the continuity in the policy making as frequent imposition of the model code of conduct, as well as withdrawal of the military as well as civilian personnel for the frequent election duty impairs the development and governance process. So, sir, that is the basic premise of the one nation, one election. Besides, sir, one nation, one election is also basically good for in terms of stability of the government. But there are other flip sides to the one nation, one election. Particularly, it would lead to non-continuous accountability. There would be various constitutional challenges. There are the federal challenges that would impinge on the state autonomy. And besides, it would lead to the centralization of the political system. Besides, sir, when there are continuous elections, there are continuous form of accountability that is ensured on the government. That will be lost if there is one nation, one election.
Now tell me one thing, like the Law Commission, in fact, has made certain presentations before the panel.
Yes, sir.
About the constitutional amendment that we like to foster in order to see to it that this takes shape. Can you tell us something about that?
Sir, since as per the constitution, there is a 5-year term for the Lok Sabha. One of the major challenges while conducting one nation, one election is if the government do not complete its 5-year term. So as per the Law Commission, it has suggested that if the government is not able to complete 5-year term, then the election would be held midway and the government would serve only for the remainder period of the term. So in this, we would be able to synchronize the elections after every 5 years. And also it has suggested that if the government is going to continue for the remainder of the term, it would also discourage the tendency of destabilizing the government frequently by the frequent cross defections.
They have also talked in terms of unity government. Now tell me one feature of the Pakistan's constitution is in terms of a unity government. What is a unity government?
Sir,
as per the Pakistan's constitution.
Sir, I'm not aware about that, sir.
And what is the concept of unity government as per the proposed amendment as ordained by the Law Commission?
Sir, I'm not aware about that.
Right. You have mentioned what you call watching Bollywood movies, then websites based real-time life incidents. Do you watch Netflix?
Yes, sir, I watched.
Have you seen One Day?
No, sir.
Right. Now tell us something about the conflict in Ukraine. How does it impact the global geopolitical scenario?
Sir, with the conflict in the Ukraine, there has been the global geopolitical scenario. If we see in terms of NATO. So NATO is a global military institution. There has been recently the tussle between the US and the European Union government over who should take the greater responsibility for continuing the arms to the Ukraine. And so it has impacted the geopolitics with respect to the global south, with respect to the food, fuel and the fertilizer shortages in the global south. Besides, there have been the attempt by the Western countries to attack on the strategic autonomy of the lower and the middle income countries to their line. While the countries like India, China have basically primarily focused on strategic autonomy, the other countries more or less have chosen their sides.
Russia used to export a lot of oil to Europe. In the absence of such oil coming over, such cheap oil coming over to Europe, how are they able to sustain themselves?
Sir, Russia have been able to sustain themselves.
No, not Russia, the European countries.
European.
Yeah, the supplies from Russia.
So European countries have basically primarily focused on shifting to the renewable energy as well as securing the supply energy from the USA as well as the Gulf countries with the signing of the long-term gas supply agreements or the oil supplies. So that have been the primary focus of them. Besides, sir, they have also been despite the American sanctions on the Russia, the Europe is still purchasing the Russian oil and the gas.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Sachin, when did you give yourself an email ID?
So
When did you make one?
email ID mentioned in this,
Yeah,
that it was way back in 2012 or 13.
12 or 13. And it says Sachin history or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Very interesting. But why did this history word come into your name and into the email?
Sir, I also have like Gmail ID and various other IDs. I've always named it on the basis of subject, like sachinhistory1@redifmail.com, Sachin Hindi, Sachin Mathematics, like this.
Random flute, whatever you liked at that time,
Yes, sir.
there was no specific reason for that.
No, sir.
Okay. I see that you've done extremely well in your 10th and 12th. 90s, you obtained marks in 90s.
Yes, sir.
But in your graduation, you not got the marks as per your expectations.
Yes, sir.
What would you say to that?
So particularly, sir, in the third year, since I had to give my first attempt in the year 2020 itself, and it was also the third year of my graduation. So, sir, in the third year, sir, I was not able to focus more on the graduation. So I scored low in the 5th and 6th semester, and that's why, sir, my score went sharply down.
So what was the score in your first and second semester in your graduation?
Sir,
Rough idea.
Sir, I got around 7 CGPA.
Both.
Yes, sir.
And then in the third semester, third and the fifth and sixth semester?
So it was 5, something around 5.
It could not be, it cannot be 5.5 if it is 777 and all of a sudden it becomes 5.89. So either it could be either lower or even 7.7 would have been lower. I don't know, recall properly.
Sir, I'm not about the exact, so I'm not been able to recall the exact CGPA numbers, but it was roughly in the same range, like 6 to 7, roughly around that.
No, if you say 6 to 7, I'll agree. But if you say 7, then
No,
mathematics
sir, it
doesn't
was
add up.
not above the 7, it was like 6.89 CGPA in first semester.
Okay. Right. One of your choices is IRS,
Yes, sir.
right? The revenue of the country largely depends on the income tax.
Income tax.
So a lot of people are not paying income tax. Though they are in a position to pay, they're not paying. What will you do to such people? I'm not talking of evading as such.
Yes, sir.
They're not in the tax net because of the policies of the government, or there are some exemptions.
So government has already brought the new tax regime under which the no concession would be allowed, and there has been the relaxed taxation system. Besides, government has also focused on improving the simplification process.
No, I'm not talking of that.
Yes, sir.
There are some farmers, very rich farmers, but
Okay,
exempted. What will you say to this?
Sir,
What's your take on that?
Sir, agriculture have been exempted from the income tax under Section 10A of the Income Tax Act. But sir, in my opinion, definitely in the coming decade, the government should definitely review the taxation of the agriculture income, because there has been a lot of evasion under the agricultural income, as well as large chunk of the rich and the medium and rich farmers are not paying the tax. And there have been the cases of misdeclaration under the Agricultural Income Act. So, sir, definitely government should think about and review the policy of non-taxability of the agricultural income.
Let's put it like this. Instead of bringing, say, 10 people under the tax and charging them very high and exempting remaining 90, rather than charging 30 people with lesser rate, the tax will be more and there will be relief on the people from whom you're collecting.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? So why government has not taken the steps so far? What is the impediment or the hold up?
So in respect to agriculture?
No, any other, even the business people. A lot of businessmen I know, they're paying very little tax. They're earning like anything. They've got any number of houses, bungalows, cars and whatever, and they're paying a very meager amount of interest, income tax.
Sir, it is due to the complicated process of exemption which are claimed under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act. Besides, sir, there's a lot of compliance, and then, like, sir, simplification. It is not a simplified tax.
Why are we not going in for a concerted drive to resolve it once for all?
Yes. So definitely, sir, government has been making the efforts in terms of improving the income tax.
Tell me one step you will take as IRS officer, income tax commissioner. What would you recommend to the government to do immediately and which will show signs of improvement within 2 years?
So I have not been
Okay.
able to think about.
There has been a lot of talk about Myanmar-India border being fenced.
Yes, sir.
Some states in favor, some states not in favor. Some states even have passed a resolution for that, for government to reconsider, the center to reconsider. Which are the states in favor and have passed a resolution and which are okay with it? My next question on the same. What is the need for a fencing to begin with?
So India has decided to fence 1643-kilometer Myanmar-India border. So it is primarily due to the misuse of the free movement regime, which was acting as a conduit for the narcotics, the human trafficking, as well as the movement of the insurgent groups across the India-Myanmar border. So India has decided to fence this border. The major opposition has come from those states which shared a ethnic ties with the Myanmar Chin state, where there have been the like Mizoram people having the shared ethnic ties with the Chin region, as well as a lot of tribal and ethnic solidarities. So, sir, these states which enjoys a close ties with the Myanmarese people and the tribes, they are opposing this move. However, the center has been adamant on ending the free movement regime and fencing the.
When was FMR brought into effect and for what reasons? Which year?
So I'm not about in which year, sir.
So okay, let's say some year,
Yes,
2018 or whatever.
Yes,
What was the reason for bringing it into effect?
So it was to promote the free movement of the people as
Okay.
well as the ethnic.
So what has happened now?
So as of now, sir, in the recently the Manipur violence and conflict, there was a report as well as in the state of Mizoram. There have been the cases of the narcotics or human trafficking with respect to the illegal smuggling of the arms and the weapons. Besides, there have been the illegal smuggling of the Erica nut, which has been causing the loss to our farmers.
Okay. You and I are from the same country. We know what is the psyche of this country. And we know if we give this privileges, what are going to be the consequences.
Yes, sir.
Then why in the first place did we go in for FMR?
Yes, sir.
And we know about us, we
Yes,
know
sir.
about our people. So why did we go in for FMR?
Sir, India decided to, sir, in order to boost the ties, sir, that was the primary reason.
So
But India-
what overweighs security and such problems? See how many people have died in Manipur because of this. If you're thinking this is the reason.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Security implications while addressing any free movement of the people need to be considered and taken into the account. India has now decided that the security implication arising from such free movement outweighs the potential benefits.
So was it not visualized before? Who is framing this rule, law, regulation, act, whatever, or decision?
Sir, primarily, sir, at the central level, Ministry of Home Affairs is responsible
So
for.
they have their inputs anyway.
Yes, sir.
So when you become an IAS officer and if you need to draft any policies, you must understand the psyche of the people, the inputs that are available, the future implication rather than retracing your steps.
Yes, sir.
Huh? So holistic view has to be taken.
Definitely, sir. Holistic view has to be taken.
Okay. Recently, defense deal for 39 crores has been progressed, and that too with the Indian-owned public sectors and the private players. Why are they insisting on this? Why can't they go outside and do it?
Sir, can you please, sir, repeat the question? Sir?
Some defense deals are being signed.
Yes, sir.
Okay? With public sector and some private players for maybe BrahMos missile, maybe
Yes,
the
sir.
jet engines, maybe the radars or whatever.
Yes, sir, definitely.
So off the shelf it's available outside, technology is available outside. Why are we going in for Indian make?
Sir, India primarily wants to provide for its own defense manufacturing and ensure the self-reliance in the defense sector.
Okay,
Sir,
good. Thank you. Let me give you a situation.
Yes, sir.
You are studying for your mains, very difficult exam, life and death at stake, and your father is ailing, he is not well, he wants your attention. A conflict. Father wanting your attention and you wanting to study. What will you do?
So I would try to balance both the responsibilities, sir.
Pardon?
I would try to balance both the responsibilities at the same time, sir, taking care of my father as well as
How will you do
continuing
it?
my studies.
You have a well set schedule and now it's all upset. What will you do?
Sir, necessary adjustment could can always be made, sir.
Hmm.
But sir, both the work should be continued simultaneously.
Okay.
Sir, taking care of only one work and neglecting other would be
So
the
you'll take care of your father.
I will take care of my father as well as I will continue my studies as
Okay,
well.
good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So overall, you have come out as a very impressive personality, balanced. Your body language turned out. Maybe when is the date?
So 13th March.
13th. So you have around 10 days to go.
Yes, sir.
Turnout is good, but maybe you can take care of your shoes.
Yes, sir.
They are slightly
Yes, sir.
पुराने हैं क्या?
Yes, sir. पुराने
ये
हैं।
वैसे ही लग रहे हैं.
नहीं सर पुराने हैं।
They are not matching, they are not gelling with your
Yes,
smart
sir.
outfit.
Yes, sir.
So that you should be literally on the solid footing, no?
Yes, sir.
So
Definitely.
this is one aspect. And otherwise your overall base is very good. Maybe you can do some fine tuning, and please keep a special emphasis of the contemporary happenings regionally, nationally, and globally. And not only globally, Sachin, even beyond globally, that is celestially. That.
Yes.
Otherwise, I think you have a very strong chance. And since you have already in a very good service, that is class 1 service,
Yes, sir.
so you have nothing to lose.
Yes,
Only
sir.
thing is you have to realize your aspirations and in that way. So, in my opinion, you have done very well, and you are a very promising candidate. Over to you, sir. जनरल साहब
जनरल साहब बोलना चाहेंगे?
ना, हाँ बता.
मैं बताता हूँ. See, we try to probe you on a variety of topics, especially what has been mentioned, the DAF and your present job as well, and you have come up very well. Actually, I tried to probe and perhaps tried to put you into a corner, in fact, but you could come up very well.
Yes,
and that shows that your preparation is of very high order. And let me admit it's of a very high order. You could answer literally anything. But let not you be contented.
Yes, sir.
Still, we got another 8 to 10 days with you. As sir has rightly pointed out, brush up. Because see, for you, it's not the question of a class 1 survey, which you already have. You have to get into the service of a choice now. And interview is the only thing that will make the difference, because you do not know how much you have done written.
Yes.
So this is under your command.
Yes.
So work very systematically on it. Sir has very rightly pointed out. Get into all whatever has been mentioned, whether it's in terms of the websites, watching Bollywood movies, some comparison with what you call the Hollywood movies, then of course website based time, life incidents, Netflix, etc. I mean, try to prepare. So that any question can come over, and this is going to third interview. So you are aware as to how, third interview.
Sir, this is third interview.
Third interview. So you know what sort of questions are going to be asked.
Yes.
So you should not grope over there. Just fire, but fire after thinking. Fire after thinking. Don't be over content. No, don't what you call preempt the questions. In fact, listen to the question, which you have been doing. In fact, prepare on those counts. And I don't think we need to tell you anything else. And then of course about your history and about your Agra, etc. I mean, all those questions you can easily frame. So not much of a guidance. Try to score well. Huh? Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Sachin. I noticed that you were self-confident and presence of mind was there and stable throughout, well prepared. I'm quite okay on that, and also articulation was good.
Yes.
So these are your strong points which will carry you through the interview. Just be mindful of your socks. If you feel, I think you ought to be having the matching color or maybe the black one.
Yes, sir. Black one. Yes.
Sir has also already told you about the shoe.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Otherwise, I got no more points to give you. Well done.
Yes, thank you.
Sir, एक मुद्दा बताना पड़ेगा, because there is one area which you need to prepare well on that, as to why you want to quit what you call an ITS and go in for the IAS and the IFS, and then the range of central services. In fact,
Yes, sir.
So prepare a very balanced answer. And I will not be what you're telling you what to answer, what not to answer.
Yes, sir.
But I would certainly suggest, because this becomes a very critical question for you.
Yes, sir.
So write it.
Yes, sir.
Write it. Get into it. Don't get into any controversy anywhere.
Yes.
And your answer should speak of a maturity.
Definitely.
Right? Do prepare and write the answer.
Right. Definitely.
Have the points. Anything that you feel is not in tune with what can normally be asked, avoid that answer.
Definitely.
Right? That's all.